There were times where I thought maybe this wasn't in the cards for me, no matter how much I thought that I've earned it. I feel like I give you nothing to believe in. This is like the feeling I've been searching for my whole entire life. I did this for you guys. We're champions. We did it. Oh my gosh.
Welcome everyone, Drink About. This is Diaz.
And the Sriracha Muchacha, Paloma Star.
We're living! Yes! Oh my god!
Finally! Oh my gosh, long time coming.
I felt like my constipation's gone. I was waiting for this moment for a very long time.
Yes!
And I feel fresh. I love your green moment here.
And I like your little green blazer over
And the
here.
green lights.
See, wow, look.
Actually, I love this Money in the Bank.
Yes, I did too.
Let's get right into the Money in the Bank Women's Money in the Bank match. Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Raquel, Lacey, Asuka, and Shotzi Blackheart. Let's talk about the looks first.
Okay, yes, of course.
What stood out to you?
Becky Lynch looking like the Green Goblin.
Maybe that is what it was. I think it looked a lot better when she took off the freaking coat.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know what is going on with the visor sunglasses thing, but it's kind of cool. You don't like it?
I liked it the first time. It reminded me kind of like Power Ranger villains.
Yes, so funny you say that because I totally said she should be the next Rita Rapunzel. Like, after 10,000 years.
She looked like a Hela from Thor. Like, she was great. I really, really liked her.
I like the hair too. I like how she put some color in her hair too. Like, it looked like stamps.
Lacey looked really cute with her camouflage pink military look.
She looked like military Barbie.
People did not care for Lacey.
No.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. What's up with Alexa with the same gear?
I don't know. And also, I don't really understand Alexa's gimmick.
Her gimmick is that Lily sells really well on WWEshop.com, so we need to keep it.
So she literally just comes out with her and that's it. And like there's a giant Lily. But I don't know what it is up with her with the same gear. Like I don't know what's up with her gimmick.
And the funny thing is, there was a little commercial with Lily and Alexa, how like Lily bought all the freaking like new doll outfit for herself. Why didn't you buy one for Alexa?
That is so true. Maybe that's why she can't get new gears because Lily's buying up all the gear for herself.
Shotzi looked great with.
Yeah, Shotzi always.
She looked like Sriracha.
She really did. I thought that too, especially because all red with her like super green hair were like opposite. Raquel now has definitely, I could see way more definition in her back. Because at first when she would do her cool back pose in NXT, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, but then I was like, oh, wow, geez, there is a back. So I liked her new back. More definition.
By the way, this video is brought to you by Dossier.
Yay! We love Dossier.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not just saying that for it. Like, we have so many perfumes and colognes at my house because Cody is absolutely obsessed. Obsessed. This dude literally orders like 9 perfumes at a time.
And he smells like God.
So, like, seriously, so good all the time.
So I also get complimented a lot with how I smell, and this is the one I use, Spicy Vetiver. So this fragrance is inspired by Hermes. Smells fancy. But the great thing about Dossier is that it's super affordable.
Really affordable. And I love that it literally does smell like that scent. And it stays on for a long time.
It says iconic scents, designer quality, no marks up. And that's the whole philosophy behind it because it smells great without breaking your banks.
With our promo code, you can now save 10% on it. So it's already affordable as it is, but save you some more money. Dossier has a welcome offer up to 20% on their website.
And you can use it along with our Ring the Bells 10% off, which makes it 30% off for your first purchase. And Dossier also have a new payment method that lets you earn store credit. Select Catch at the last step of checkout and you earn $10 bonus credit and get rewarded with 10% store credit on your every order. So let's get into this match because it was a mess.
It was. It definitely was. But I actually kind of liked it.
Oh,
That it was kind of messy.
I guess I have to say that I was on the edge of my seat.
Yes, I was very like, what is going on?
Because I didn't want anyone to die. People were like, Shotzi was murdered. Alexa was murdered. Like,
yeah, everybody died. Like, seriously, oh my gosh. And also, I feel like at first, it came off as like everybody's trying to kind of get their footing and kind of like kind of unsure of themselves.
Right.
And I think it kind of sucks because sometimes I feel like with the women's matches in Money in the Bank or anything with ladders, I feel like they're a little bit apprehensive about getting hit or like actually hitting the ladder and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, maybe after the first bump they'll be good. But then it still was the same.
I fully expected this match will be amazing because for last like a month or two, we've been seeing so many multi-women matches on Raw and SmackDown. Well, mostly on Raw. And they were always so good.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? These women, like, their chemistry is on together, but this match was a hot mess, which I was very surprised about. But I think that has a lot to do with there were a lot of newbies.
Yeah.
Or, like, I mean, they're not newbies, but they're like newer to the main roster schedule. Like Raquel, Shotzi.
Yeah. Even Lacey, because she's been gone for a little bit.
Right. And the thing was, Raquel was given a lot to do.
A lot. I could definitely see that they were really, really focusing on her and focusing on her strength, focusing on her power. Almost like too much, I feel like. I mean, like, yes, we get it, she's strong, but then I feel like it almost took away from the match, or almost like set her, no, I don't want to say set her up for failure, that sounds so mean, but like set her up for a lot of things. Like if you do a lot of spots, you have more chances for him to go wrong.
Right.
You know, does that make sense?
I think WWE set her up to success.
Yes.
Because some of the spots that she was supposed to do were supposed to be great, but she did not. Okay, so there was a spot where she was supposed to hold up both Becky and Liv with the letter. This is the favorite tweet of last night. She had 2 arms and a dream, but then she woke up.
When I rewatched it, because I'm like, what happened? If she would have just moved a little bit more to the center, it would have worked out.
Yeah.
Like it was, and I think she could totally do it.
Right.
I think she was just like her positioning was off, and it's still kind of like, oh, okay, at least she did something with it, as opposed to just like. You know, so at least she kind of like tried her best for it. I think that would have looked really, really cool. Right. The outside spots that she did too with Asuka, where she kept on picking her up.
I feel like they teased for powerbomb, but they never did it.
No, and then I also think they thought that Raquel was taller because when she finally put her on the ladder, it was like.
They really underestimated or overestimated a lot. I mean, Becky kind of saved that spot.
Yeah, with the, but it was all hip. I feel so bad for her. Like it was just. Ow.
Is Asuka okay?
I think so.
That was the commentary for the entire match. Is she okay?
Are they okay?
Is Shotzi okay? Is Alexa? That spot where Alexa was Shotzi like powerbomb?
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be, I think, an electric chair where she had her on her shoulders and like she went back, she lost her balance, and then the ladder went down. I was just like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Are they okay? Somebody check on everybody.
And when Shotzi slipped on the ladder.
Oh my gosh. And I feel like once you get like a bad slip up on a match, it's kind of hard to recover. Like you're in your head. You're like, it's really, really hard to like come back from it and like, okay, cool, I'm good. And then you keep on messing up. Oh my gosh, I just felt so bad because you're doing everything that you can and you're just like, shit, I can't get it right. And especially, it's really hard to recover from anything when you mess up. Not only just in wrestling, like you're walking or whatever, like life even. There was so many like spots, like where Shotzi had her head on that senton. Oh my gosh, she's so lucky she didn't knock herself out.
I thought Asuka and Becky should have been there a little more because they are the one that was holding this match down. I kind of wanted them to be like Natalya in other matches, like kind of like be the linchpin. Surprisingly, they weren't in the match too much.
Also, Alexa Bliss.
She had a cute molly ground spot.
Yeah.
But my favorite spot of this match was Liv Morgan.
Whoop.
Oh wait, I love that too, but then the powerbomb.
Oh yes, how do you not only do a sunset powerbomb off the ladder, but over somebody?
Yeah.
She went over Raquel, the tallest person in the match.
Yeah, that was.
And I was like, how did you do that? I was like really surprised. Like my mouth was open when I saw that. I'm like, how did that even happen? It was very impressive. And she almost like just landed on her feet, and like I kind of had to like land on top of her so she could, because I feel like she almost surprised herself. Like, oh wow. At least I would have been like, oh, I landed that? Cool, sweet. Especially how the rest of the match was going.
I think this match made me miss kind of high flyers like Naomi, Sasha, and Ember, Athena, because they were the high flyers of this match. And in this match, I guess the highest flying we saw was from Becky. Yeah. That tells you something.
I know.
Becky's the high flyer of a match.
I did miss that whole like somebody doing something crazy from the, as opposed to going through it, or something crazy happening because something went wrong, you know. But
I also really enjoyed the crowd reaction. It was very clear on some people.
It was.
They loved Shotzi even with all the mishaps, and they did not care for Lacey.
No, at all. And then, is she supposed to be a face?
She's a face. She's a motivational speaker. She's like, wake up, work, and win!
Because it's not coming off that way whatsoever. So funny when she was climbing up, the crowd was just like, no! It like just switched. It was just like booing so loud. I'm like, wait. Is she supposed to be a face? And it's kind of funny because with Becky, you could tell the crowd is still so behind Becky, but they still like boo her because they know they're supposed to boo her. But they still love Becky, and she's just still so over. Like she's definitely a star. Like Becky has now exceeded that point where it doesn't matter if she's a face or a heel.
Right.
People are gonna love her regardless because she's that good. But it's just with Lacey, it's just kind of like, my bad. I also really loved as soon as the announcer said like, hey, it's the women's Money in the Bank, how hyped the crowd got. Like I really love that. I noticed that very specifically, especially because the last show I saw was an AEW show, and when they said it was a women's match, everybody got up and left. It was really cool to see if they say in the women's match, and everybody literally got on their feet, was super excited about it too.
So Liv winning, I did not expect this.
I wanted her to win. That was definitely my pick to win.
Like, we all wanted her to win, but I just didn't see it.
Now was the time to do it, for sure. Because I feel like how many times are you going to have this girl who's extremely over, so like so many people behind her, like you have to do it. Because at one point it's going to start declining. It's not always going to be like this. So finally, I think... While I wish she would have won a long time ago, I think this was a good moment. And I have to talk about that spot now where Liv just like, whoop.
So good.
Oh my gosh. I was like so worried because of how the rest of the match was going. It's just like, oh no, this is just like bad juju all over this match. But the way it was so clean and so nice, it was like, bloop. There's no way I could do that in a million years. So shout out to Liv for being able to pull that off because that looked so hard.
But I also love that she kicked off Becky to win the Money in the Bank because Becky always told Liv, you will never win a championship, ever. You're a loser. But then Liv kicked Becky off, got the Money in the Bank briefcase. I think that was a good storytelling.
It really was. And shout out to the dude that had the Live in the Bank sign, and as soon as she won, they like zoomed in on him, had great reactions. So
people were so happy for her. I'm so happy for Liv.
So awesome.
We're gonna talk about more about Liv, obviously. But she did an interview right after this match, and she was talking about how like she's gonna make this count, she's really not gonna fail, which made a lot of people really nervous that she was gonna fail. Next match was Bianca Belair versus Carmella, the most anticipated match of all.
I couldn't even let you finish saying that without me laughing.
No, I legit thought this was so not a pay-per-view match that I thought like Bailey would return or something like that.
Yeah, it was definitely like, I felt like this was an afterthought. And it sucks because Bianca's the champion. So I feel like that should have been a little bit higher. But I actually really enjoyed this match. It was a solid match.
Yeah, it was a fun match. Yeah,
I don't really, like you said, like I don't know if it should have been on a pay-per-view per se, but I guess, I mean, I'm glad there was 3 women matches in the pay-per-view, yay!
I thought Carmella looked amazing.
Oh my god,
Peacock.
so good.
Yeah.
Holy shit, her gear was amazing, so hot, and I loved how they both had like money print, but like different money print. Bianca was wearing her cute little bow, because that kind of goes back to her like CrossFit days and track days, because that's how like, I think really got people's attention, because when she would do CrossFit games, she would always like have like cute accessories or bows, and she would always like have like a little like Wonder Woman or something little thing. So I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I got out of it. And I like the one leg showing in the one pant. That was really cute too. But Carmella looks super hot.
I also love that Carmella brought back Titantrons.
Oh yeah, totally.
Single-handedly brought back Titantrons. I think this match was good. I just don't. It's not very memorable for me. It seemed like a good TV match.
Totally. And what I was kind of confused about was why did Carmella beat up Bianca at the end, because she won clean. So like I feel like this is kind of setting up a rematch or something, but also like the match only lasted like 7 minutes. Carmella got beat clean. So I'm like, why would there be a rematch? Like if I just got beat up in the kayfabe world, why would I want a rematch if I just got beat in 7 minutes and clean and so easily? Like there's no reason for that. So I hope that if there is a rematch, maybe Bailey does come back, or like somebody else gets interjected with that.
I mean, it's like a rerun of last year's SummerSlam. Get out of here, Carmella!
Like not again. I did like at the end whenever Carmella was just like talking shit to her and just kind of like pie facing her. It's like, oh oh, you're the cheapest and stuff. And how like Bianca, you could like tell in her face that she's like just so over it and just gets up and just like forearms her real quick and then does the KOD. It was a good, solid match.
Right. Bianca's such a good face champion.
Yeah.
Like she's great, and I'm glad that Las Vegas people got to see her. And she's one of the top stars.
Yeah.
So
really
she
is.
deserves a pay-per-view match. Also, I think Carmella's a good worker.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And she's definitely has improved so much throughout the years. And I remember sometimes saying like, oh, she has a nice super kick and that's about it. But now she has really improved a lot.
Yeah.
I really love how much she plays into her character. Yeah. How she was all talking to the ref and like being all mad, like, oh no, that was two. She really, really leans into like the whole like Carmella is money, and she like talks shit to the crowd and works the crowd. So I really appreciate her character work that she goes into. Like,
that's why I was a little confused, because during the build-up they talked about how like Carmella's so smart, she like plays dirty games. She didn't really play that dirty. Like Corey Graves was not involved, Zelina not involved, or was the mask. I mean, that mask was hideous.
Yeah.
But, like, I just feel like there should have been more antic to make it pay-per-view.
Yeah, the only thing is that she put her feet on the ropes like once, and that's about it.
Yeah, I don't think we need another match.
No, I don't think so either.
Let's move to SmackDown match. Ronda Rousey versus Natalya. Another feud that kind of struggled to get the heat until Natalya decided to carry this feud putting the makeup. I freaking love that segment.
With that stroller and everything.
I love Natty. I love Natty.
She's so great. Oh my god. I actually loved this match.
Me too.
Loved it.
But can I first talk about how she looked like a beautiful pickle? Someone said it on the live stream. She looked like a beautiful pickle. She did. She looked beautiful.
Pickle.
This match, I loved it too.
Yeah, especially how ground and mat and technical based it was. So good. I love technical wrestling. I love chain wrestling, mainly because I can't do it. I like do like the same thing over and over again. Like you see me chain wrestle, I literally like grab like a hammer lock into a top wrist lock and that's it. That's my chain wrestling. Sorry, that's all I got. And I think that's why I like it so much, is because I cannot do it. So I really appreciated their mat technical grappling style of match. And also I love that they kept on referring that they would train together, and that really played out. That story really played out in the match, how they were doing each other's moves and how to counter for everything, and like different counters too, because I feel like sometimes like, oh, okay, how they're using all counters, but this one busted out some cool moves, and like I was almost keeping count of how many times they said.
Especially WWE fans don't appreciate mat wrestling, like chain wrestling, right? Like I think AEW wrestling fans maybe like that a little more. That's why Natty came in and she brought some camp.
She did.
She was like, "You stupid." I was laughing the whole match. She went outside and she's like, "Shut up, shut up, you shut up, you shut up." It was so.
It was great. It was camp.
Of course, Ronda with her line, she's like, "Who wants to take souvenir tonight?"
Speaking of souvenir, I totally loved how Natty came out with the glasses, like Bret Hart did, and gave the little kid the glasses too.
Was Ronda wearing Pride outfit?
Yes, and that's what it looked like. Like it said rowdy and rainbow, and her makeup was a little rainbow, so maybe.
I mean, she didn't have a trans color. She was prideful. She forgot it was not June or something. No. Pride is every year.
Yes,
Pride is year round. We're very prideful here. Yeah, what a great match.
It was so good. They definitely told a story. I loved how they were working each other's, like, you know, her arm, her leg, and still kept that in mind. I really liked the spot in the apron where she had it in the sharpshooter and like kind of scooted and then like went into the ring post. I'm like, oh no, not again. We can't have somebody else bust open their head again. But thankfully it was fine.
That spot was crazy.
It was crazy. I was like, oh geez.
I also heard it was Bret Hart's birthday yesterday.
It was. He turned 65 or 68 or something. I don't know.
And then Ronda, while doing sharpshooter, she did Shawn Michaels pose.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's because Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart have like this super crazy long rivalry, and the whole Montreal Screwjob. Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. That was a little nice little callback there.
Callback, spit in the face to Hart family.
Yes,
Ronda,
totally.
you trash talker. I mean,
I love it.
I like when Ronda's like doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, totally. That's the best Ronda.
That was so disrespectful, but I loved
it. Yeah, I loved it. They definitely made the most out of this match for sure. I really, really enjoyed it.
This match was so good, I wanted it to last a couple more minutes.
Yeah, me too.
I think it was really getting hot.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people think like mat wrestling or technical wrestling, it gets boring or is boring, but I think they did such a good job of spicing it up and adding some sriracha on it and like keeping it entertaining while still keeping that same storyline of being like super mat not based, but it was fun. I love how talkative they are. I know how you say like that you love when they talk to you. It's just so fun. It adds so much more to it, and you could almost tell that they were having fun.
Yeah.
Like they were really having fun beating the shit out of each other, and like Ronda not caring is the best Ronda.
So at the end, Ronda got the win from Natty with the kind of a surprising armbar.
Yeah.
Because usually she does it on the ground, but it was.
Yeah, it was a different variation of it.
Right.
I don't think I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But it was a good, nice little like, oh, that was okay, cool.
Yeah, so I was about to pack my bag. I was like, okay, that was a good match. That was more than what I expected. But
That's when I
watch me.
I like Liv Morgan's music up to there.
Oh.
After that, I don't like it. That's all I like of Liv's interest.
From that point, I was just speechless because Liv Morgan rushed in and cashed in the freaking briefcase.
Yes! Oh my god.
Liv cashed in and Ronda right away caught her and the ankle lock.
Yes!
And
I was like, no, they're really about to do this to Liv.
I was having a heart attack.
They're really about to do this.
I was tearing up because I 95% believed that she was gonna tap out. And that's such a Ronda thing.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And I was like, there's no way WWE does this to Liv. Like, she's waited this long. Come on. Like, everybody wants her to win. And this is how they're going to play her up. And thank God.
She got out of it. Well, she got out of it once. And she got back into it. That's when I was like, I'm done. I'm done. But then she, like, rolled Ronda up to win. Still chills.
The professional that Liv is. She sold the shit out of her ankle the rest of the time while she was celebrating even like going up the ropes and stuff like that. But I literally got a little emotional and teary-eyed when I saw her win, and like how they were like, oh, her sister's here, her mom's here, and 8 years she showed up to a performance, and I was like, oh.
Good commentary.
Yeah, really, really good commentary, and I really liked how everybody was like so into the moment and just so. And then the "You Deserved It" chants. Oh, touched my heart. I really hope. Oh man, shout out to Liv. I really hope she feels all the love that she's getting because she really does deserve it. And she that girl worked her ass off to get there. So good for her. And it was really a cool moment.
She really needed this one breaking point.
Yes. Yeah.
She really needed this, and Money in the Bank could be great night. Outside of Carmella, maybe I have to compare it. But I think this is one of the best Money in the Bank use.
Yeah.
With Alexa Bliss, Bailey, they were already a star.
Yeah.
Asuka was already a star. Even though we love that. Mommy? That moment.
I forgot about that.
I think this was the best use of someone to make someone. It was a star-making moment.
Yes, it really was.
These are the moments where I'm like, wow, I really love wrestling.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I just totally felt that way too, especially because I was like, look at me getting emotional all over again for wrestling. Because that was actually, it's been a while since that's happened to me. So it was really nice and refreshing to have that satisfying and very super invested and like emotional moments. Like, oh.
Because we were like genuinely all rooting for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were rooting for her.
We're rooting for you. I do have to say though, did you notice when Liv was doing her entrance for Money in the Bank match, she was already crying.
No, that was just her makeup. Yes, I'm just kidding. But,
I mean, she was like tearing up.
and then she did her whole usual that she does every time that she's about to like have something happen. Like you can always tell when Liv is gonna like win or lose or do something because you can see it in her face. And I like that moment that Ronda did get up and like give her the bell and hug her because I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna give her the bell and like hit her or something.
Right. Oh.
Because I thought I'm like, no, they might just never have this moment. But I'm like, okay, good.
And Ronda didn't look weak doing it.
No, totally. And I really liked when her music started playing. They zoomed in on Ronda and she's just like, shit. Like you could see her face reaction. She literally said that. She's like, oh man, look at me shouting out Ronda for her facial reactions and what she said. But she did really good. And I was really thinking whenever Liv won the Money in the Bank is that she needs to have a big cash-in moment like when Edge did it or when Seth did it like at WrestleMania. Like she needed to have that big cash-in moment, not like at a Raw or like something random.
Right.
Like that needed to be big. And it was. And I don't want to say it was expected, but I almost forgot until afterwards I watched. I'm like, oh yeah, this happens all the time with the women's Money in the Bank. Every single time a women's Money in the Bank somebody wins, cash it in within 24 hours.
I know.
Except for Carmella. So I kind of wish that they would like have somebody with a little longer thing. But it doesn't matter because Liv won.
Yeah, I also feel like Money in the Bank briefcase usually works better for heels.
Yes.
I do miss women carrying that and kind of using that, but I mean, this was such a perfect moment.
Yeah.
Is this an exit for Ronda?
I wouldn't be mad if I didn't see her for a little bit. Not in a bad way because this was like a perfect like bow of it. And be like, okay, moving on and maybe give her some time off and have her come in and like feud with somebody else.
I'm fine with Ronda taking a little bit of time and coming back to maybe have that WrestleMania match with Becky later.
Yeah.
Are we scared that Charlotte's gonna take her down? I'm actually really excited about that match because Liv and Charlotte
have really good chemistry.
Good chemistry and history too.
Yeah.
Like remember when Charlotte beat Liv in SmackDown and Liv
Yep.
is like, this is not working for me anymore, and she got rid of her pink hair.
Yeah.
If Charlotte is not beating Liv right away, I think that feud could be great.
Yes, I agree for sure. Especially because I remember that match whenever Charlotte and Liv did wrestle. That was the first time where I'm like, okay, Liv, you stepped up, you can hang.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first time that we're like really saw more sparks of it. Because at first we would see like little spurts of like Liv, and now you're like, okay, this is it. This is who you should strap a rocket on and send her to the moon and push her. Hopefully, not too soon. Maybe maybe in a little bit. Maybe for SummerSlam.
That's August.
Oh, jeez, you're right. Wow, I thought it was gonna be way further down. Okay, maybe for Survivor Series.
Survivor Series is gonna be Bianca versus Liv.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I guess it's probably gonna be SummerSlam. Then. I hope it's a long reign, and I hope not only it's a long reign, but I hope she has good quality storylines and feuds, because I actually think that's what makes a reign. I don't even think it's the length or the long of it. It's who you defend again, your storyline and your feuds with it. I really think that's what makes it.
Right. You know, WWE is not known for doing the best with babyface champions. I mean, Bianca is like a very much of an outlier in that sense. So hopefully they strike thunder. They strike
lightning strikes twice, or lightning in a bottle.
Hopefully, lightning can strike twice, and Liv can have a successful babyface champion. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in for this amazing pay-per-view review.
So good.
We were so excited to talk about this.
I know. I was really excited to talk about this with you and talk about it with you guys for sure. And I hope this momentum keeps going, because I feel for a little bit women's wrestling, especially in WWE, was a little like stagnant. But I feel like after Money in the Bank, I was like, okay, now I'm excited. I'm hooked again. So let's go. Hopefully everybody's okay after that crazy match, and everybody's safe, and everybody's limbs and head is intact. But let's go Liv. Yay.
Let's go Liv. And don't forget to use our Ring the Bell code 10RingTheBell for Dossier and smell amazing like us.
I really do wear it all the time, and I get so many compliments.
And Paloma, where can we all find you?
You can find me at Paloma Star on Instagram and Twitter. And DS, where can we find you?
You can find me at DS Shin on Instagram and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter. All right, see you next time. Bye.